All right, welcome to Week 10 preview show, the Bean Apple exclusive. It is, as you see, myself and the great John Borman. We are awaiting word on Jim. I think he's possibly held hostage right now by a small terrorist cell somewhere in the northern New Jersey area. So if you guys see him, please, any shady shit going on, please call the cops immediately so we can get him on the show. But hopefully he'll join us as we go. So, and please, as always, get your questions in. We'd love that. I know I loved it last time, getting to interact with you guys. It was outstanding. I think I speak for John as well.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that
Send them in, please.
Yeah, so get your questions in. I don't care what it is. Drop it on, and we'll talk about it as we go. And as usual, please subscribe to the channel. Jump onto YouTube, subscribe. And what we figured out, what was going on with a lot of people, is when you subscribe, hit that little bell, change it to all instead of whatever the default is, personalized, I think it is, because it's not sending notifications. So if you want the notifications, we're going live and you're not getting that, make sure that little bell is set to all, and that way it'll come through. So for future reference, that's the fix for that. Hopefully. So with that, let's talk a little Week 10 football. I get to take a week off. My Jets are on a bye, so it's just
You lucky bastard.
Yeah, so we can't lose, we can't win. It's just a nice week to relax. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll see how that goes. And but why don't we start off with some Patriots Ravens and see if Jim shows up. If not, we'll just bash the Giants, and he won't be able to defend it.
Well, let me take a sip before, and as you can see, I've kind of lowered myself from IPAs to PBRs when I talk about the Patriots now.
Yeah, you've taken a step down.
Ooh, it's been a rough season. So, I guess the only good thing is that these are the type of games that the Patriots know. It's the Ravens at home. Normally these are huge games, huge games. And this year with the Patriots 3-5, we can't say that they're out of it, but their play hasn't warranted much playoff talk around here. That's for sure, or really anywhere else. So we got Lamar. Okay, so how are we going to contain him? I know Ingram is questionable. I know it's a huge difference if he plays or if he doesn't, but can we even contain Lamar? I don't know. Gilmore is still questionable, so there's still nothing really concrete that if he's going to be playing this week. And to be quite honest, Flacco shredded us last week. I mean, let's face it, Flacco shredded us. Mm-hmm. If he can shred us, what's Lamar going to do? I'm a huge Lamar Jackson fan. I picked the Baltimore Ravens to go to the Super Bowl this year against Tampa, of course. So I mean, it's a great team. On paper, they're phenomenal. They're potent offense, potent defense. They're still 6-2. And I think people wouldn't be freaking out as much if the Steelers weren't 8-0. So, very, very hard game this week. I don't know what Cam we're going to see. I mean, really, all they're going to do is put pressure on Cam, and I think it's going to be a long day for the New England Patriots offense. I truly do. That defense is just, a lot of talk of them, not being that great this year, and I heard Jackson talking on the Sirius NFL the other day that a lot of people are talking bad about them and that he's not the great quarterback they thought. So now I think a chip on his shoulder. I think Harbaugh is going to prepare these guys. They're going to amp them up because it's always a big game coming into New England, but it's just kind of not the same. I don't know. I don't know what chances we have in this game, if any. And now I'm going to use a Jets and Giants cliche. I really hope we play well.
Well, so there's a couple of key takeaways for this. Right now, Baltimore is only a 7-point favorite, which you would think, like you said, the way Flacco shredded that your defense, that they would be more than the 7-point favorite. So that's saying something for how I think the entire NFL is and all of the betting world is looking at the Ravens right now. Like, we don't really know, and we talked about it on the last show. We don't really know what the Ravens are. They're kind of stuck in this limbo state right now, right? Like, they could be great, they could not. They barely beat the Eagles, they barely lost to the Steelers, and then they handled the Colts pretty well last week. But you never know. It's a primetime game. It's in New England. That benefits you guys. But like you were talking about, and everybody in the league is talking about, Lamar Jackson is what's really going to be, I think, the difference maker. Like, yes, Baltimore's defense is much, much better than the Patriots this year. But Lamar hasn't looked that good. So, you look comparatively, the touchdowns are much different, 12-2 for Cam as opposed to Lamar Jackson. But the yardage, Lamar Jackson has 1,513 yards passing to Cam Newton's 1,417 yards. And Cam missed a game. So, 134 completions for Lamar, 130 completions for Cam Newton. So, you talk about Lamar, and yes, he runs a lot as well. He's leading rusher, 79 yards, 79 carries for 469 yards. So, and I'm not sure what Cam is at rushing wise, but we know Cam rushes a lot, and I bet those numbers are actually pretty close all around. So you wouldn't think on the surface that Cam Newton and Lamar Jackson are statistically close this year, but they actually are. Very, very similar, the numbers that they're putting up, minus the touchdowns. Obviously, Cam's doing that with his legs as opposed to Lamar Jackson passing. So that's a big plus for them. But I would not be surprised if the Patriots pulled this game out. I mean, yeah, the defense is different. I get it, but the offense, it looks very similar. They're not using Hollywood Brown, and we talked about this before. He's not being utilized to what he should be. And if Jacoby Myers does what he did last week, or maybe Bird steps in because they're focused on him, on Myers, and Bird steps in and has a good game. I mean, you don't have outstanding receivers on the Patriots, but you've got some guys that are pretty decent between those two. Without Edelman, okay, yeah, and you don't have a tight end. I don't think on the team.
But, not one that can catch the ball.
Yeah.
We got plenty of tight ends. They just can't catch.
So what do you do if you're Bill Belichick in this game? Right? Bill Belichick takes out the best weapon. So is that Mark Andrews, or are you going to try and take away if it's me, I'm taking away Lamar Jackson's ability to run the ball because he's just not passing as crisp as he was last year. So if you could stop him from running and make him throw, that might be your key to success and key to victory in this game, I would think.
Well, and yeah, so Bill's going to try and take away Lamar. I mean, that should be first and foremost. Mm-hmm. Next, though, here's what concerns me. You watched the Jets get to Cam last week. I mean, there was wide open shots at Cam from the Jets defense. What is Baltimore going to do? They probably looked at that tape and found 7 different ways till Sunday to sack that guy. You know what I mean? It's like that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid it's going to be an all-out blitz, 45% of the time with sacks 100% of the time. Baltimore is so much quicker than New York, but that's what concerns me. Yep, you got to stop Lamar. Do we even have anybody that can follow him around all game? Who are you going to use for that? That I don't know. I think it'd be a game changer if Gilmore can come back and play, if Guy comes back healthy, which I think he is on the line to kind of get a push on that Baltimore O-line. And then if Ingram plays, there's a leadership back in the running game because they're not running the ball well at all. Yeah. And I think that's part of the offense's problems. Yep, I don't think Lamar is throwing the ball that great, but he doesn't have a running game. He truly doesn't. So, and I think he needs that. He's not the Mahomes guy where he has Tyreek Hill and Kelsey and all these guys and everyone wants to compare them to, but Mahomes is a much different quarterback outside the pocket. Yeah. Lamar is not that type of player yet. I'm not saying he can't be. He's just not that type of player yet. He's more of, if he's in the pocket, he's going to rush for 20, 30 yards. So you're right. That has to be the number one containment. Next, I'd probably say either Andrews or Brown, I guess. But I'm more worried about how we're going to score points than stopping. Well, I won't say stopping them, but I think the fact that we're not going to score a lot is going to instantly take us out of that game. And then, then maybe Baltimore goes to the run and controls the ball all game. I don't know. But the fact that the spread is only 7, I think it's because in the event they chuck it up to like 12 or 13, they don't want to lose their shirts either. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
I think there's two reasons for that. And who knows? Maybe it's because maybe they're giving the past the benefit of the doubt that, on primetime games, normally New England plays pretty well, but we sure didn't play very good last week, and that was against the Jets. So,
right. Yeah, I mean, to say that New England is a favorite to win this game is obviously ridiculous, right? Like,
right.
I don't think we can go that way with it, but I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked at all if they pull this game out. It seems like one of those games that the Patriots walk away with a field goal victory or a last second stop type of thing, and at least in years past. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know exactly what this year is going to be. I mean, you pulled it off there, at the very end last week, so maybe that's
Right.
a turning point. Maybe that's something that rallies this team. I don't know, but it could.
Well, I go back to like Seattle. I go back to the Seattle game. I go back to the Kansas City game. I go back to the Denver game. All within reach. Seattle was what, 1 yard short. Denver, we lost by 3. Kansas City, okay, they pulled away at the end. I get it. But the first half of that game was well in reach. And I think a healthy Cam before he went out on COVID, I think that game could have turned out a lot different. So is the potential there? Yes, because this is one of those games where everyone's like, oh, the Patriots aren't the Patriots this year. And this is when Belichick rises to the occasion. I mean, it truly does. This is when everyone's going to shake their head after the game and either say, wow, the Pats won, or, hey, I can't believe that game was that close.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's a big game for you guys, because if you could pull this out in the AFC with the 2 added playoff spots that they just threw in there,
it's huge.
I mean, now you're looking at a 4-5 team that's right back in the hunt. I mean, standings wise, that would put them right in the conversation for a playoff spot. So for one of those wild card, because right now you'd be still a game behind Miami, depending on how they go this week, right? But that would put you in the conversation there with Cleveland, Indy. You'd be right there with the Raiders. Just one game behind, right? So you'd be on the backside of the pack, but still right there and taking a game that, in all honesty, you shouldn't have been able to take. But the way Baltimore's playing right now, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility to squeak that one out. So that's it's going to be interesting to see how that game plays out. It's going to be interesting to see what Bill can do to get that win, to stop them, and because at this point he's not playing for losses or draft picks or anything like that. So you guys are on the cusp. If you make a run, anything can happen. He's still got to play us again. You got to, so that's a nice easy win.
We're playing Cleveland. So yeah, there's a lot of games that are very winnable if the Patriots can get on a roll. One thing that does scary about Baltimore, though, Joe, and you pointed out, very talented team. They have not played even remotely close to their best football yet. Not even close. And they're 6-2.
Right.
What happens when they find that niche and they start rolling? And is this going to be the week? Is this going to be the week that they get 11 sacks in a game and they cause 3 turnovers and Jackson throws for 450 and rushes for another $125? Because it's going to happen. That team cannot be contained for this long.
Yeah.
And once they find their identity, I'm telling you, that's why I picked them at the beginning of the year to go to the Super Bowl. I mean, over Kansas City, we didn't really see Pittsburgh. I thought they were going to be good. I didn't think they were going to be undefeated good. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I just don't know. But when that team starts rolling, watch out. And I hate to say it because, Baltimore, KC, Pittsburgh has kind of been our nemesis the last couple of years that has either been a roadblock for us getting a little bit further or we beat them to go to the AFC Championship or a Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
kind of a rival in that fact to where, hey, we need to beat Baltimore, the Kansas Cities, the Steelers, and God, now the Tennessees.
Yeah.
And, to kind of propel us along. And this is going to be a big game. This is kind of the Patriots season right here. Kind of like you said, this will give them 4 wins. If you go down 3-6, even if you win out, what are you going to be, 10-6? And you're not going to win out. You know what I mean? Chances are you're not going to win out. So
yeah, you lose this game, you're looking at a 500 record at best.
At best, yes.
At that point. But so for the fans that are watching, the APB, you could put that to rest on Jim. We did find him, bringing him in now. So
hey.
No worries
there. You're in
Philadelphia getting batteries checked at you with your giant.
I was. So timeout. I've been listening while I was trying to connect to you, having technical difficulties, and I'm hearing something about the Pats may eke out a victory against the Ravens. Is that what I'm hearing?
Potentially.
What are we talking about? The Jets gave them all they can handle last week. The Jets.
Jim, the Pats always rise up, man. These are the games that okay, so this is a game they're not expected to win. They weren't expected to go up to Seattle and even play close to that. And they did. I'm telling you, it's there. Will they? Highly doubtful. Highly doubtful. But if anybody can do it, if anybody can gear up a team and convince them that they can win, it's Bill Belichick. And I've had this conversation with somebody back and forth on Facebook today, and he's telling me that Tom Brady's the only reason they've been good for 20 years. And Joel Henderson, if you're out there, brother, please throw in a question. I want these guys to hear this crazy notion that you have, my friend.
Interesting. No, I mean, I don't think. And where are they playing this game? I didn't look it up. Are they playing in New England?
New England Sunday night.
They're all playing. Oh, Sunday night game. Oh, good. Yeah. There you go. Something to watch.
I got to take Monday off.
There you go. I mean, so I was going on and on about the Giants not sweating Baltimore, but so New England, after watching them play the Jets, Belichick or not, I don't see them having any chance. So any Pat fans that are listening to this, I'd like to hear how you guys think you have a chance against the Ravens when you just barely snuck past the Jets.
Jim, I'll tell you how. And you missed this. You probably missed this part. I said I'm going to take a cliche word that's been used by 2 people that I know that are Jets and Giants fans. Hope. That's how, Jim. Hope.
Is hope a plan? I remember you telling Joe, Joe, hope is not a plan.
I've learned why you guys use the word hope now. I got it, man. You don't have to convince me anymore, Jim.
Yep.
Hope is now a wish.
Yep.
So I want for Christmas.
And really, I mean, John, you could echo this right here.
I'm not even sweating Baltimore, really. I'm more worried about Seattle and Pittsburgh. I mean, not Pittsburgh, Seattle and I don't have the schedule in front of me.
Hold on.
We're gonna stop. We're gonna stop Lamar. It says over here, LJ is stinking the place up right now. Yes, I agree, Eric Simon.
What happened? Like a serious conversation here. You're not sweating Baltimore?
No. Wow, that's good. That's good stuff right there.
Instant classic.
Yes, it is.
But I am sweating Baltimore, Jim. I am because I'm a realist, my friend.
Yes.
I'm a realist.
Well, you saw your team play last week. That's why you're sweating them. You saw them play in the Meadowlands against the Jets. That's why.
I think when you watch the Giants play, you see like Phil Simms dropping back, hitting Mark Bavaro.
Yeah.
You see an LT plow through the – that's not LT. That's a different 56, man. And that's a different quarterback. It's not Simms.
Yep. It's not Eli back there anymore. No.
Stop
All
it.
right. So you're saying no chance, Jim. You're saying no chance.
I'm saying absolutely zero chance.
That's
I don't even – what are the points? 7?
7. That's it. I'm shocked at that.
Yeah. No, it's lay the points. I mean, come on.
7.
Yeah. And so Cam's starting because I think Cam was woozy from that hit he took
he's actually
last
questionable
week, right?
right now. Yeah, he's questionable.
Right. I mean, he got slammed and didn't even see the guy running right at him, almost direct hit. just to his right. And yeah, I was really surprised he finished the game. He was shaking his head. And, if there were cartoons, you would have saw butterflies and stuff flying around his head. But he did finish the game. And now they're saying he's a question mark, right? So, yeah. Maybe Stidham. Maybe Stidham's in put Stidham in, see what he could do.
He's got to play. He just has to, right? Yeah. All right. We'll see. But I think I find it amusing that you're not sweating the Ravens. But the Patriots, for some reason,
the Giants are a more complete team right now than the Pats are. Everybody knows it.
Oh, Lord.
Are you day drinking today, Jim?
Everybody knows it.
Are you day drinking?
No, Poland
walking
Spring.
around the streets of Philly. I think there's vodka,
straight vodka again.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, I'm just jealous, Jim. That's all.
I know. You're going to be a Giants fan before the end of the season.
That's not what
I know you're not going to the Jets, but you may. I don't know.
No,
right
stay
here. Right here for life.
AFC for life.
AFC for life, baby.
Yeah. Yep.
I still think it's going to be a close game. I think, like I said, am I going to be
a close game? Now it's going to be
it's going to be a close game. This is a game that the Patriots find a way to win. They do, and then you sit back and go, I'm not surprised. I'm just not surprised that it happened. They do this. I don't know how they do it, but they do it year in and year out.
I'm not thinking that.
They win this game. They stop Lamar from running. They make him throw, and Cam does enough with his legs. And Jacoby Meyer, another 100-yard game.
God, I hope you're right, Joe. I don't know how you have more optimism than I do about this game, but I'm glad you do. I'm glad you do.
You watch Lamar the last couple of weeks, and he's not the Lamar of last year. So if you could stop him from running and make him throw, and like I said, statistically, him and Cam are almost identical passing. So if you could shut down his legs, then it's one-on-one Cam versus Lamar, and it's equal. So at that point, like I said, it's a close game. It's anybody's game. It's a home game. It's a Sunday night game. And you got Bill Belichick against Harbaugh. Like it's going to be a very tight fought game, I think.
So now we're saying Cam and Lamar are like equal?
Statistically.
Are these headphones working?
Well, I mean, minus touchdowns, they are very close.
Yeah.
So if you were starting a team now, you're saying, well, I'm going to flip a coin. These are the two I have. Heads or tails?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is
that's what equal.
But stat wise, they are very equal this year. I mean, I didn't even realize it till Joe said it. And Lamar only has him by like 78 yards rushing. And I think Kim has more rushing touchdowns. He has 5.
Oh,
okay.
I think he has 5. Hold on. I know he has about 314 yards. My bad. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Hold on. Kim has 8 rushing touchdowns. So he has 5 more than Lamar on the ground, and Lamar has 10 more passing than him or some shit like that.
And
so that would make
5 of those 1-yard touchdown runs. Just dive into the line, that one, like those.
I mean, probably, but I mean, he's averaging 4.6 a carry, and like I said, he's only 78 yards behind him as far as total yards. So, on the ground, I didn't even realize he had 8 touchdowns on the ground. I truly didn't. I thought he had 5 or 6, but so stat-wise, they're the same. If I was starting a team tomorrow, Lamar Jackson would be my quarterback, and I wish they would have drafted him a couple years ago instead of Sony Michel.
Well, I'm sure wasn't he drafted like 32nd or 28th or something? So
yeah. We took Sony Michel like 2 picks before him. It was gross. Me and my son were watching, and it was awful. I still remember that.
The Jets traded up to get Sam Darnold, and now look where we are. So there's a lot of teams looking back going,
wow.
Yeah, but even you go back, the year before that, Christian McCaffrey and Patrick Mahomes went after the Jets took Jamal Adams. Like 2 players that we really could have used as opposed to a safety could have been on the Jets right now. But
that's almost unbelievable. How did that happen?
I mean, hindsight is 20/20, but my God, like But then, I mean, I remember when the Chiefs took Mahomes with the 10th pick in the draft, and I was like, who is Patrick Mahomes? Like, I wasn't even really tracking who he was. So
I know he was. I just didn't think he was that high of a.
Yeah, I thought he got picked. I thought he got picked way too. When I saw like the 10th, what do the Chiefs know? They're a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
Andy Reid knew something.
Yeah, this is why I don't get paid to be on the scouting department.
That's why we're not GMs. It's why we're talking about football.
Yeah.
That's right.
And drinking beers. I don't know if they're allowed to do that, but all right. So I'm going to say it's going to be a tight game. I think the Ravens will win, but I will not be surprised if the Patriots pull it out at the end. That's really what my stance is. We'll see.
I'm hopeful, but I'm also thinking the Ravens are going to cover.
Okay.
30 to 10. 30 to 10.
I can't wait till we talk about the Giants and Philly in a few minutes.
Wasn't that the
Ravens?
Wasn't that their
30
score last week? Hold on.
I have no idea.
I think that was.
I have no idea. That's what I'm foreseeing. 30 to 10 on the board.
I gotta look at this.
Final.
Put it on the board.
I'm giving the Pats 10. I mean, it's not 6 or 8 like they usually do.
24 to 10 last week. So
Close.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
All right. So let's jump over to the Giants. What? Resident expert and extreme optimist, I should say.
Right.
What do you think of this game? Is there any chance the Giants can rebound from that devastating loss last go around and put a W on the board against the Eagles this week?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You talking to me?
Yeah.
Absolutely, they're going to rebound. What are you talking about? I mean, I don't even call it a rebound because they really, they had the game won and they dropped the ball at the end and they couldn't run the clock out. But like I said in the last show, I think they're healthier than they were last time we played, and I think the Eagles are more banged up than they were. And I feel like the Giants are coming together. The Giants have a full team on the field. And they're gelling together, the defense, the offense, both sides of the ball. Yes, Giants win outright in my mind and win number 3. Like I've been saying, I'm not going to all of a sudden change my mind from one show to the next and or 1 year to the next. I mean, they're going to win the game and that's it. So I didn't see the points. I didn't look up the points yet, but what's the spread on that game? You have it?
The spread is 3.5. 3.5 for the Eagles.
Eagles are favorite 3.5.
Well, Eagles and 3.5.
Take the points.
So
the only concerning thing is Golden Tate hurt his knee.
No way.
Oh yeah, he's got a knee injury and he's probably not going to play.
Is it a knee injury or did the GM just designate a knee injury?
I'm not sure, but
Sore Fladuba again.
That's
Fladuba acting up.
Every Thursday.
Yes,
you think you have it under control, and the Fladuba pops up.
That's right, but yeah, he's banged up. So I guess Freeman's playing here, but it looks like Freeman might be back on the field. But 1:00, Eagles, absolutely, Giants win, no doubt about it. I don't even. I wasn't sweating Baltimore. I'm not worried about the Eagles.
So the matchup predictor on ESPN has got them at a 64% chance of winning for the Eagles.
And they're always right.
So let's talk statistically. All right. So you said there's no chance for the Ravens to beat the Patriots, even though the two quarterbacks are almost identical statistically. Carson Wentz has 1,883 yards passing. Daniel Jones has 1,878 yards passing.
What do you mean the Ravens to beat the Patriots?
You said there's no chance that the Patriots will beat the Ravens.
Oh, okay, yeah, that way, right?
And that the quarterbacks are nowhere close to each other. But here you are with two quarterbacks that are even tighter: 8 touchdowns, 9 interceptions for Daniel Jones, as you know, 12 touchdowns to 12 interceptions for Carson Wentz. Like they're almost 500. Both on the 500 touchdowns to interceptions across the board, and there is 5 yards of total passing separating the two of these quarterbacks like that.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about neck and neck?
Right, but I think, like I said, the Giants are fielding more of a team than the Eagles are. Except what's the kid that you like on the Eagles?
Fulgham?
Yes, Fulgham. So he's there, right? Deshaun's out. I think Ertz is out. We know that. I think Goddard's back.
Yep.
But I think Giants have a fuller team, and I think the Giants win. Yes, absolutely.
Whew.
I can't wait. I can't wait to watch the game. I can't wait for it.
So here's
I wish they were playing tonight.
I wish they were too. And maybe you guys can guess who I'm picking this game by who I'm starting in one of my fantasy leagues. So I dropped Cam today. I had Cam Newton for last week, and he got me like 26 points, 25 points.
Mm-hmm.
I picked up Carson Wentz.
Mistake.
I also dropped the tight end from Green Bay, and I picked up Goddard. And also, Miles Sanders is back this week too, full force.
Mm-hmm.
So, also looking at Wentz's stats, he has 5 rushing touchdowns. Again, I just looked that up. Wasn't a war. Daniel Jones has 0. I'm blaming the offensive coordinator and the head coach on that one. That is a sin. How does he have no rushing touchdowns?
Well,
None.
He should have one, but he doesn't know how to run in a straight line.
He was running, and his Fladuba gave out. He goes that damn Fladuba again. I think it's catchy in the Giants locker room.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. The last time these two teams played, Carson Wentz threw for over 350. To who? He didn't even have any receivers, and he tore up that secondary.
It was Fulgham. Fulgham probably caught more than half of that.
Yeah. So I'm going with Philly. Jim, I don't think I've picked the Giants all year. I don't think I can.
Right.
I don't. It's hard to pick any team in that division, but I just think Philadelphia is the better team. I think it is going to be a close game. I truly do.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to see a lot of points in this game. I don't know what the under-over is, but I have a feeling we're going to see some points put up.
44, I think.
I'd take the over on this.
Yeah.
I would take the over on this one. I think there's just going to be a lot of points scored.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Jim, and I'm not taking Philly just because maybe I am. Maybe in my mind, I'm just going to take anybody who's playing the Giants because you hate the Patriots so much. And
that's fine. That's fine.
Twice in a Super Bowl. I think that may be it. But
that's the biggest reason. That's the biggest reason.
That's part of it. Deep in my mind, I don't even know I'm doing it. But I did. I picked up Wentz and Goddard for my fantasy because the rest of my team is basically dead. So I just think they're going to put up some points. But I don't know. I think it will be close. I think Vegas got it right. 3 probably either way. But we'll see.
Oh man, yeah. This game is so equal across the board.
It is
very talk about like even when you go to receiving, it's Fulgham and Slayton are the top receivers. 29 catches for Fulgham, 435 yards, 4 touchdowns to Slayton's 33 catches, 491, 3 touchdowns. Like their top receivers are neck and neck. I would arguably say Goddard and Ingram are very, very close talent-wise, and I think how they're going to be utilized in this game. I think it's going to be an equal matchup. So you're going to have Slayton and Fulgham, equal matchups. The tight ends are going to be equal matchups. Your quarterbacks are equal matchups. Which defense is better? That's the big takeaway.
The Giants are playing pretty good D right now. They're
playing at home too.
Yep, it is a home game, but oh man!
And Lane Johnson's out or questionable for the Eagles, and you know when they don't have him, I know he was banged up the last couple of weeks, and I think it was 2 weeks ago. I forget who they were playing. He came out of the game. He was in and out, hobbling around, trying to stay in there, and you know he's a force for them. And when he's out, that's a plus for us. And it does look like Sterling Shepard now is questionable. I don't know. He's probably got turf toe again. I don't know what his deal is, but
turf Fladuba.
Can't stand that turf toe every time. But I mean, it does look like it's close. I do not think Eagles are going to sweep the season series. Nope. I mean, they just played them a few weeks ago. Now they're at home, and I'm going with Giants. That's it. There's no way around it.
So on the defensive side, for the year so far, there is a 15-point difference. So the Giants have given up 15 more points than the Eagles have. So there's
Yep.
not even a big, after 9 weeks, there's a 2-touchdown disparity between the two defenses. So there's nothing even there that you could latch onto. I mean, this is just going to be a who wants it more, and probably come down to coaching. I'm guessing is who's going to call the better game and who's going to come up in the clutch moments. Like that's, what adjustments are they going to make at the half? Who's going to make the right adjustment to pull away? Like we see it week in and week out with the Jets. They can't make a second half adjustment to save their life. And that's why all the games that they were leading or competitive in just slip away in the second half and turn into an absolute rout. So, but both of these teams so close. And for me, I don't know how you could pick because you're a Giants fan. I don't know who wins this game. I really don't.
Even if you look at the coaches, I mean, I just like Judge. I like what he does. I like his, grittiness and how straight he is with the guys. And I think they want to win for him, right? So what's his name? Peterson, right? For Eagles?
Peterson.
Yeah, Peterson. So, I don't know. I see him on the sideline, and obviously, yes, he won the Super Bowl, and you can't take that away from him. First time in Philly history there. But the Eagles have looked sloppy. I mean, they come out, they're either way behind and they come back, or they're way ahead and they blow it. I mean, but I think the Giants do want to win for Judge, and they do play hard for him. And yeah, I feel like it was unfortunate how the first half of the season went for us, because I think we could have sprinkled a couple of wins in there and been in a different position now. And especially the way the rest of the division looks, I think we could have. Like we talked about on the last show, there could be 4 wins at the end of this half, this second half of the season, and we could have been up in 7 or 8 wins if some of those games would have went our way, which they should have. Right? I mean, close 1-pointers and 2-point games, and it could have went either way early on, and we just kept coming out on the wrong end of it. But
see, I think you just made the argument against why you're going to lose this game.
No, I didn't.
Because if it's a close game, which in all reality it should be, the Giants are not going to come out with that win.
Right, that's how it was happening. I'm talking about now. We're in the second half.
Now
it's
that they have 2 wins, Joe. Now
it's
that
not how you start.
It's different.
Yeah, now that they've won
it's how you finish.
Yeah, but I can't say that we have like a streak of winning because they just barely beat Washington 23-20. And to be fair, if there was another couple minutes in that game, they probably would have lost that game too, because the second half they weren't playing. So yeah, they're very good at playing competitive games that they don't win. They're
in the game to the end every week, except for one game. They've been in the game every week. One score game to the end of the game.
So they also have not many teams. Oh God, the Jets are terrible. -147 differential.
Yeah,
huge differential on the Giants. It's 51. That's quite a bit. But I'm looking at something here, and here's what is going to be the separator come playoff time, because like we talked about, there may be a 6-win team winning this division and going to the Super Bowl. So right now, Philly's 2-1. You got
Super
Washington. Playoffs. Sorry, playoffs. But I mean, they could go. I mean, legitimately, one team is going to have the opportunity in this division to play for the Super Bowl, or at least get there. So the Giants are 2-2 right now. Cowboys are 1-2. We can kind of write them off. Sooner or later, they're going to just, blow away. Yeah. Washington's 2-2, but Philly's 2-1. So if Philly wins this game, that they kind of take a commanding lead over the rest of them, because they're 3-1 and they got 4 wins now. They're playing 500 ball, and I mean that would put the Giants at 2-8. Washington, they're 2-6. Yeah, I mean, if Philly wins this, you can almost, as Dennis Green would say, you can almost crown their ass, because I don't think anybody's going to catch them.
Right.
So this is a huge win for the Giants, and who knows, Jim? Maybe that's how Judge is going to throw it at him. Be like, look, we're do or die right now.
Yeah,
we can't go 5 games back in the loss column right now. Well, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be; it'd be 3. But I mean, as far as the division would go, I mean, Philly's 3-1 in the division. All they have to do is win division games.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, if Philly wins this game, all they got to do is win the rest of the division games, and they're going to win, because no one's going to catch them. in the event of a tiebreaker. So
Mhm.
I don't know. It's imagine. It's hard to believe that a 2-7 team still has a chance, but they do. You know,
It's unbelievable.
Them in Washington, it's insane. Week 10, we're talking a 3-7 team has a chance to go to the playoffs.
Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense.
No, but I mean, it's just how it's 2020, man. You got to roll with it.
Mhm.
And that is a good point, because there is absolutely no chance in hell another team is coming out of that, even with the expanded playoff spots. But you think about it now, like we were talking about a couple weeks ago, with how good the NFC West is. Can all 4 of those teams now make it to the playoffs?
They can.
Realistically, even the 49ers down there. I mean, they're the only division who have plus differentials from top to bottom.
Yeah.
I mean, and the 49ers, they're all over the place, and we don't know what they're doing, but
I think Saints and Bucks do make it, though. I mean, there's going to be 2 teams right there.
Yeah.
I think more likely it's going to be the Bucks because, again, the head-to-head in division, but I can't see Tampa Bay not making the playoffs, but
yeah, and I don't think the 49ers are going to make it either.
No, but realistically, it could happen.
Oh, they still have the chance. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
That's crazy that you're talking about the last place team in a division still pushing for a playoff spot. Week 10.
Mhm.
That's crazy, and the Bucks keep falling apart.
Yeah,
and who knows what's going on with that team?
The Bucks, even the Bears. I mean, the Bears are still 5-4 in second place, and the way they're playing, I don't see them going anywhere.
No,
I don't even know who the quarterback is right now. I mean, it's just they're horrible.
Mm-hmm. So the defense is really holding on, but I mean,
the offense loses them on the field the whole game, though. That's the problem. By the fourth quarter, they're toast. They got nothing left.
Yeah, but they've given up 190 points overall for the defense for the year, which is pretty good. But yeah, they've only scored 178 as opposed to Green Bay, who scored 253 points. Like, if they have to go into Green Bay and play a game, forget about it. I mean, they will have to during the season anyway, but you're going to get blown out. Nick Foles can't compete with that, or Trubisky, or whoever the quarterback is. So, it's going to be something to see for sure. But I mean, both of these games, I mean, you wouldn't normally get excited about these games, I don't think, but I think there is legitimate reason to be excited about this. They're both games that are matched up tight on paper, and maybe Miles Sanders is the big key difference in the Giants game. That's really looking up and down. I mean, if you've got the running game, you've got Sanders against Gallman or Freeman, he wins that matchup. So, but I don't know how the Giants' run defense has been, but that might be what separates it. If Miles Sanders comes out, he's fresh, he starts running, and they can't stop him, that could be what does it as well. So I don't know, but I'm excited to see these games. I don't know. I think they're both going to be good, and it should be hopefully a good Sunday night match.
I just hope it's a good game. That's all. I just hope I can stay up and watch a good football game.
Yeah.
Win or lose, just play good Patriots. Help us out, Bill. Help us out, man. Get these guys amped up. Get them geared up.
You should just move out west, because then the games are over by 8:30, and that's awesome.
Maybe I will. I don't know.
That is a nice feature to living on the West Coast. Absolutely. Early games, Monday night early.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Well, it doesn't look like we're getting any questions or anything this week, so I guess that'll probably. You guys got anything else you want to drop or talk about?
No.
We'll have a lot to talk about after the games are over, I think.
I think so. I think it's going to be good. Too bad we can't do a Sunday night one, but I don't think you're going to be up at 12:30 to do a.
I'll be up.
Do a recap. Yeah. So
maybe do a halftime show. We'll see.
Right. Okay.
What in the fuck?
Is that Alexa? Shut up. Jesus.
If it's it's Alexa, Joe.
Yeah.
I don't know why she just started talking to me. Anyway, all right. So if there's not something chaotic going on in this room every episode, then it's just not like that's one of our shows. The kids haven't broken in, so Alexa had to. Unbelievable.
I like that sign, Joe. I got a comment on that sign. The Barb Jet sign back there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reminds me of what was it, Big Daddy? Remember when he's in the bar with the little kid and he's like watching the goddamn Jets.
Yeah.
Got the old man there.
But who are you rooting for?
The goddamn Jets.
Yeah. Yep.
Same
Yeah.
old Jets.
My birthday present. So
It's awesome.
yeah. All right. Well, so then I guess we'll wrap it with that. We'll talk about the recap probably Monday, and hopefully this is 2 battles to the finish, neck and neck, and squeeze it out in the very end. Fingers crossed. We'll see how it plays out. I don't know who I'm picking for the Giants game. I have to.
Oh, and make your picks. Make sure all your picks are in for tonight, Jim.
Yeah,
I
actually,
you only have 25.
Actually, hold on. I didn't do that. Let me do it right now. I never remember. Never remember the Thursday game.
I think I'm pulling out to a pretty strong.
Joe, you and I are tied now.
Tied. What a comeback!
Hey, and I don't know.
I was down like 10 games too, like after 4 weeks. So I made a nice climb to the top.
Yeah, you did.
Getting them right. If you're looking for betting advice, right here, man, making an improbable comeback.
I've been number 1 for like 4 weeks.
Not after this week.
Not after this week. Yeah.
So what do you guys think, real quick, about tonight's game? Real quick, who do you like?
I'm going Tennessee.
I guess we'll find out. We'll find out who's in first place after this.
They're due to bust out. They've had a couple tough games. I think they get Derrick Henry needs to get on a roll. He's only been averaging like 60+ yards per game. I think you'll see a lot of Derrick Henry. I'm not starting Tannehill only because Indy's defense is what's statistically number 1 right now. They don't give up a lot of yards. They don't give up a lot of points. So I did pull Tannehill, and that's why I put Carson Wentz in, because he's definitely playing a subpar defense this week.
No way.
Sorry, I had to get that jab in. But I'm going Tennessee. I don't know what the spread is, but I think they handle Indy pretty well tonight.
Yeah, I'm going the opposite. I got the Colts. Taking the Colts. Colts travel to Tennessee. Colts are going to win tonight.
Yep. So let's see quickly. The spread is Vegas is pretty tight on this one. 1 point for the Colts.
Wow.
Over under 48.5. So a legitimately scoring game. 1 point spread to the Colts. I think the Colts are going to take it. That defense I think is better. Like you said, Derrick Henry just isn't busting, barreling through the offensive line or defensive line anymore. So I don't know what's wrong with him this year. We talked about it in the preseason. He got his contract. So now you're seeing a running back who got paid kind of, let's make sure I make it to my next contract.
Yeah.
Throttle back so he can have an explosive final year of this contract that he's in and get one more at the end. So, but yeah, I think the Colts will take it. I actually like Tannehill better than Phillip Rivers and their running game better, but I think the Colts defense is substantially better. They'll probably get a pick 6 in this game. Tannehill will make a mistake. He's overdue to make a couple mistakes. So I think this defense will pressure them enough, and we'll see. I'm curious to see if your Wisconsin boy, Jonathan Taylor, can get those wheels turning. You see
badges.
He's had a couple of games to where he's looked explosive, and then they just fall back onto other running backs, and it makes no sense whatsoever. But all these teams drafted these young quarterbacks, and nobody is featuring them except for Kansas City, and he's not even looking like the best of the bunch anymore. So you've got Taylor, you've got Dobbins, you've got Edwards-Helaire, you've got who else? There was one other guy anyway, but nobody's using any of them. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Well, they're all going by running back by committee now. That's kind of the new trend in the NFL. It's minus like maybe Carolina where you got McCaffrey, or down in New Orleans where you have Kamara. But I mean, even down there, you still see what's his face getting
good dose of Murray.
Yeah, I mean, he's still getting his share of touches, so it's not. But I mean, I think you give Jonathan Taylor, 25, 30 carries a game, man, he's going to be busting out 120, 130, especially with that O-line down there. They got a great O-line this year, and I don't get why you don't feature your feature back. And I'm going to keep saying that about James White in New England. play your best back. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you look at the Steelers too. They're undefeated this year, and what do? Year in and year out? You ride Le'Veon Bell till his legs fall off. Now they ride John Connor till his legs fall off. When those fall off, Jalen Samuels or Snell or whoever it is that's behind them, and then they just run till their legs fall off.
Right.
There's no number two. If you need a breather, they just don't put a running back in the game. It's just we'll just pass on this one. You know what I mean?
Or I should say Melvin Gordon too. Sorry, I mean that guy. No, is it Gordon or no? Not Gordon.
Where at?
Delvin Cook. Sorry, Delvin Cook up in Minnesota. That guy's a beast right now.
Yeah,
he looks like. Oh my God, he looks like Derrick Henry this year. He really does. He's unstoppable.
400
touchdowns.
No. He's got 468 yards, I think, over his last 2 games.
Yeah, it's just insane.
Who does that? It's crazy. Luckily, he's been on my DraftKings team the last 2 weeks. So
I'm going to put him on this week. So
okay,
you're screwed.
I'm going off of him. We'll see. But
and then this week we got our fantasy league, and 4 of us are tied for first. And 2 of us are on this call, and we're facing each other.
It's me.
Boy.
It's me and you?
Hell yeah, it is.
Yeah, you guys are playing each other.
Oh, Lord.
I got 100 more points than you, but we're still tied, 4-way tied for first. And we'll see who ends up in first place after this week.
I think we know the answer to that.
Yeah.
I'm coming after both of you. I started out like 1-5. Here we go. 4-5. I'm climbing. Yep. I beat both you guys. And I mean, who's the Bay City Ballers? Is that you, Jim?
My sister.
Okay, well that's who I beat last week. So I beat 3 first place teams in a row. And I don't know who I'm playing this week. It doesn't matter. Who am I playing? Cronky Kong.
That's my son.
Okay, well your son's going down this week. I have to find a quarterback, though. I still don't have a quarterback.
Oh, that's good.
No, I lied. I got Drew Brees.
DeAndre Swift was the other running back I was trying
Swift,
to
there you go.
And they don't use him in Detroit. I don't understand it. I got to do some work on my teams to make sure I take Jim down, but I should be able to handle him.
Oh, wow. So, John, you got Mahomes, and he's got the bye, and you got Breeze.
Somehow Drew Brees was on the waiver wire this week, and I got him.
Wow. But he's questionable.
Not a bad backup.
He's questionable, though.
He can play with one leg. He can play. He can play through a pulled Fladuba.
There you go.
He is Fladuba proof.
Yes.
But I am going up against Lamar. Your son has Lamar.
Oh, Lamar against New England. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Whoa.
What more could you ask for?
Let's go New England. 2 reasons to be hopeful this week.
Yeah, what more could you ask for? So, all right. So let's wrap it up with that. Until next week, best of luck to both your teams.
Thank you.
I just get to sit back and watch another not Jets win. But can't call it a loss. That's a nice thing. But all right. So until then, there we go. For John, for Jim.
That's
there you go.
I'm Joe. We'll see you guys next week.
Joe.